Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. Episode 3. Flesh Terrors. I'm your host, Trooper 6. And now, we're doing the bolter. So I realized we're not exactly done with the gunmetal, so I squeezed a little bit more out onto the palette. It was too much, so I have just wasted paint again. It happens, it happens, it happens. I'm tired of it happening, but it happens. I was also thinking about how a waste of paint could be the fact that I paint all these pieces individually like this. And so there's parts that you would just not see because of how they would be on a model. Like the inside of the magazine. Like, you're not really going to see that because that's tucked up against him. Some of the inside of the barrel, you're not going to see any of that because it's tucked up against him. And sometimes I just don't care. I just don't care. It makes me feel a little bit better. I also forgot we have the trim on the arms to do as well. So we'll get to that after the bolter, of course. Hands are getting shaky again because of how I'm holding this. I'm trying to control it. Very sorry if the camera gets a little shaky. But here we are with another week. Another week under our belt. This now makes 3 weeks of this. I very much would like to produce way more than that for you guys. So that you didn't have to wait like a month for one model to be done. Especially when I basically do a model a night. Which does get exhausting. And I think even after this, I'm probably done for the next couple days. Because I've been painting for like 2 weeks straight. And there's some other stuff that I would like to focus on. Like I've mentioned in episode 1, I have a pretty big project that I need to work on. Not just the models, but I need, spoiler alert, I need lore. I need some lore written, scripted, because I was going to do videos, and I'm going to take a rather, I guess, unconventional approach to that. I don't know. We'll see how conventional it is. If people like it, I'll be ecstatic. If they don't like it, well, there's not much I can do about that because it will already have been done. But I will know for the future not to do it that way. I don't know. It gives me a way to put out more content instead of just one giant thing of content. Because these long form videos, as much as I like them, I've noticed sometimes they're just not the most popular thing out there because people's attention spans. But if people do watch this all the way, and I know my buddy out in Malaysia does, my brother Omar, I see you, bud. You and I have talked recently about some difficult times in our lives. I hope you're doing well, buddy. If I haven't talked to you when this comes out. I know I've gotten a little more quiet on social media, but that's just... I've moved, and I've been trying to focus on my family. Responsibilities are climbing up there, and I'm having to readjust. But either way, we're getting things done. And it's been interesting and exciting, even. But I've, of course, in classic fashion, forgotten what the hell I was talking about. So before we jump to more of the metal, or should I just do the last bits of metal? I'm going to let those things dry. I'm going to jump to the helmet real quick because I've got my demonic yellow here, and we're going to do the eye lenses. And I only need a dab of the yellow. I just need a dab, just a dab of the yellow motherfucker, yeah. If you hated that, well, it's over. So you be alright. Alright, this part is going to be tricky because I haven't had to do something like this on camera in a while. But we're going to try. And demonic yellow is a tricky one to work with sometimes. One lens will come out all washy, and then the next one will be like, Scow! And I'm like, what the hell, dude? Why are you going to come out uneven that way? Or one eye will just get completely blotched, and I'm like, you suck. Like, I'm just trying to have some consistency, man. I just want it to look good. And of course, my hands, they start to shake. Which means I'm probably a little too tensed up. And we're doing okay. We're doing okay. And you're not going to see the eyes all that much. Alright, the tip has dried up a little bit. So, notice that can be a problem with these. Oh, that was a tough technique. Alright, for anyone that didn't catch that, I was holding the brush against my thumb, and instead of trying to move that, I started to roll this, which does not give me the best control because look at how not centered that is. And it's just on there with some sticky tack stuff. You know, I didn't even line it up, but I took the risk. And that little white speck that you, or the yellow speck that you see right there, will just have to be covered up with a little dab of black, which won't be a huge deal. Or actually, that might just get covered with the dry brushing that we're going to be doing on it anyway, because I'm going to take some ash gray to it. So, is that it? We did the bolter, we did the arms, we did the thigh. I even did the chain sword off screen. All I need to do is the leather grip and the little strap that's holding it onto it. Although I could have swore they were mag locked. But what the hell do I know? You know. All right, we're gonna jump. Get this rough iron out there. Yes, we're still using Army Painter war paints, as opposed to mostly people using Citadel. I'm not against Citadel. Obviously, I had to use it for the Flesh Terror, Red, because they're the ones who make that. The hell am I doing? Right. So, let's jump in here and do this. I believe I got sidetracked again, jumping all over the place, because, you know, ADHD is a bitch. And I don't believe in medication for that, at least not the conventional sense. Only because I was drugged up with that stuff all my childhood. But I will just start over and say, hello all, welcome to the channel. If you guys have been following me for a while now, thank you for your continued patronage. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to the ranks of the Pungolians. So, I am your chapter master, Trooper 6. You all are immediately inducted. No trials, no tribulations. All I ask is that you stay for a while and listen. And for God's sakes, be cordial. Be polite. If you got anything to say in the comments, by all means, say your piece. But like I said, keep it light, keep it cordial, keep it polite. I mean, you don't have to keep the comment light if you want to go crazy and type out a paragraph because you had a lot to say. Okay, go ahead. Who the hell am I to tell you that you can't do that? Except that it's my channel and I don't care, but you know what? You do whatever the hell you want. At this point, who the hell cares? It better be compelling, because if I have to read all of that and I walked away with a headache and now I have to reply to you, dude, no pressure, right? Man, we've had an interesting, chill little time with this guy. Mainly because my music choices, I know I haven't mentioned it in the last few episodes, or a couple episodes, sorry. It has been Pokemon Lo-Fi, because why not? I didn't know what else to put on. I didn't feel like channel surfing for the longest time. The music on here has gotten a little crazy. It jumps all over the damn place. Partly because, you know, I also put on, am pretty big into music. Naturally, I would love for my kids to be big into music. Because if they weren't, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to have on in the background? Don't tell me you're going to have podcasts on in the background. Don't tell me you're going to have my stuff on in the background. I won't believe you. Except for you that is listening right now. You, I believe. Also, get a life. I'm kidding, don't go anywhere. The less life you have, the more viewership I have. I'm kidding, get a life. I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is give you advice. But like anyone, I will give you advice and then not follow any of it. Because I'm human, damn it. And that's going to be my excuse to not follow any of the advice in the world. Is I gave you the advice, but don't expect me to follow it. And if that ain't confusing, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it just made too much damn sense. But now we're going to do this little guy right here. And I've got a different recipe for it today. So for the wax seal, I'm going to go with glistening blood. That way the red shines, of course. But we're going to go with barbarian flesh for the scroll itself. For the purity seal. Because I have found that it actually looks really cool. Especially when we dry brush mummy robes with it. It looks great. It actually looks like weathered paper. And anybody who likes that kind of tone and depth, or whatever you want to call it, if you like that kind of stuff with your models, then I would suggest you kind of do the same. For those that know, when it comes to any of like the leather, when it comes to chaos, I will often go with flesh tones because I like to pretend that they don't use leather per se. They don't use animal leather. They use human skin because they are chaos. And why the fuck wouldn't you? You're a sadistic bastard. Why the hell wouldn't you use human flesh? And then I figured if you had any, not purity seals, but impurity seals, or whatever the hell you want to call them. If you had any of your little scrolls or whatever attached to you, why the hell would they be parchment? Why wouldn't it be flesh? Skinned flesh. Because this is 40K, and damn it, it's got to be grimdark, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think so. Let me get those two out there so I know that I need to dry brush still. Okay. So, where'd it go? There it is. Sorry, I was somewhere else. But anyway. Alright. Spread it out. Doesn't have to look pretty, because it's an old tatter cloth, and we're going to dry brush a lighter color to hit those edges and raised surfaces, and then we're going to hit it with a wash anyway, and it'll dull everything right back down. Because unlike what most people do, so I've noticed, my process is just a little bit different when it comes to painting and finishing my models. So I will dry brush everything that I want on first before I put on the wash. Because if anything, I know that if you don't dry brush, quote unquote, properly, things come out a little chalky. And I will attest to this firsthand. Absolutely. Stuff has come out very chalky for me. Very ashy. As I pull out the ash gray. And it doesn't look the best. So what I have done is I apply the wash afterwards, because the wash takes forever to dry anyway. So I'm just going to do that last. And then it'll make everything look a little bit more natural. Edge highlighting is kind of a bitch for me. But I also have these transfers to do. So after I'm done dry brushing, then I'm going to hit those transfers. Then I'm going to hit the wash. And then, and only then, will I do the base, which is right here. Sometimes I'll do the base, then add the wash, because it won't matter. But this is exactly what I use for anyone who's been seeing my recent models. And you can see it's almost out too. I got to get a new one soon. This is what I've been using for my bases. I do trench bases, and I do no man's land bases. Sometimes I keep it as just pure mud. Sometimes I sprinkle some rocks on there. Other times I put coffee stirrers and use a flesh wash on them and dirty them up and whatnot. And I'll make like battlefield debris. I'll use razor wire. For this, I'm just going to keep it nice and simple today. Although I have been asked a couple of times to do some tutorials on how I do my bases. And I almost forgot. Since this is a flesh tear, we got to do that symbol too. We do. We have to do that symbol. But not yet. Because honestly, my anxiety says no. So we're not doing that symbol right now. But I will get out the matte white for it. All right. Pure red. Let me fish out. Aha. I'm going to go with this brush right here. It's got a slant to it, and it's also kind of frayed now because I've been using it so much recently for dry brushing. But that has been my go-to for certain ones. Sometimes I go to another flat brush to do the dry brushing, just because it's a little more beat up. But the reason we're going to do pure red over this flesh tear red is it gives not the brightest contrast to it. So things come out quite nice. And this is what I've been doing lately. And just letting my oils get on there as well. But we do have to be slightly careful because we've already done all the trim work. Just realized the model was all the way over there. But yeah, we're not trying to cover up all of the silver work that we did, all the trim work. We don't want to tarnish it with our red. But we do want to get these surface areas a little brightened. I don't know if you can really see it with this lighting, You will, in the finished product, you will see exactly what the hell I'm talking about. But just in a minute, we're going to go back over all this red, all the edges, of course, with some white, just to pick up the edges. You know, we should just be letting the red do it, which it is doing it, but it's not doing enough of it. It would be doing way more if I hadn't done all of the trim work. So that's a little bit there. My fault. My bad. But it's okay. Flesh tears are not supposed to be the brightest thing in the world. Not saying they're stupid, but I'm just saying. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, we did our pure red. And we'll leave it there for a moment. But we are going to get out. I want to do the mummy robe, honestly, because we can also dry brush that one thing. But yeah, I want to get that out, and you know what? We're going to hit that first anyway. Don't need a lot. Trying to avoid the pauldron. And there we go. Lightens it right on up. I know it's a little hard to see with that light being right over me, because the light is right here. Right here. It's like it's about a foot away from the tabletop. That is it. But our new setup, I didn't get a desk setup that I wanted. So I'm kind of using what I have. And then I got this solitary light over me because this room that we're using right now just is not the best lit. But that's okay. Gives me some more focused lighting. Trying to avoid that heel so much, but it's proving to be a little difficult. Because a lot of this does not need all that white on it. I'm just trying to pick up the edges. You know? And I know some edge highlighting would probably help with that. Hey, have you ever thought about that, Trooper 6? Of course I have, damn it. Think I give a fuck? A little bit. But it's okay. Because that is actually looking pretty darn nice. And the little bit of white ain't gonna hurt anything. If anything, it just might help add some to the damn model. So look at that. That's all you gotta do. God damn it. Now we're gonna do these shoulder, or the elbow. The elbows. Get them elbows out there. Alright. And I have forgotten what episode we're on, since we're on 24 minutes. I think this is still episode 3. But I can't remember. Honestly. Alright, the white is starting to get a little bit chalky. I haven't re-upped it in a little bit, obviously. I was going to do gray, like I said, and then I got a little carried away here. That's okay. Trying to brace it with my fingers. All right. Look at that. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Give that bolter just a little bit more attention. And the helmet. All right, let's get that face. Just need a little bit more. Get it up in there. All right. Whew, starting to move around on me. Not fun. Not fun. So I'm also trying to be very careful here. Because too much and it will look too chalky. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the head off of that and leave it on the tray. Oh, boy. All right. So, what do you say, boys and girls? Should we try to freehand this thing now? This is going to be a little bit of a pain. But we're going to get out one of the a little bit more ruined brushes. This thing is a little fatter. I still have not started using proper cleaning techniques. You can cuss me out for that later if you want. I don't really care. But let's just get out some matte white. I don't need a terrible lot of it. All right. Now, if I don't talk too much, you're going to have to excuse me, okay? Also, my lo-fi has now run out. So what the hell are we going to do? What the hell? What the hell, dude? What are we doing? Oh my God. Oh my God, what are we doing? Alright, we're going to some Mass Effect ambiance. Yeah, we'll just have to go there. Alright. So. Whew. Let's attempt to do this. Get some white. Get some of it off of that brush. So I need this to be controllable. And we're going to go for the center here. Alright. Going to go for the center. Excuse me one sec. Alright. At the 28-minute mark. You know what? Because of that, fake out. We're going to save it for the next episode, okay? Because the next episode should be the last. That'll make 4 episodes. So I guess until then, I will see you next time, everyone. Stay cool, stay fresh, stay dry, stay whatever the hell you want. Doesn't matter. Void Father, he will guide your brush if you praise him. Take it easy, everybody.